over in their stint in Europe, they had some decent success on Mirage. They obviously took some teams very close. I mean, taking NIP to overtime in, I believe it was Overpass, and then Fury up 2 very close games to try and close that one. Of course, they were playing with their coach over in EPL, but there's a lot of question marks that I need to see from TeamOne before we can get too far into predictions here. And I think one of those question marks will be how Malbs can perform here on this TeamOne roster. I think everyone always is excited to watch him play.
Oh yeah, I've been a Malbs fan for a while now. Even when Infinity was in EPL, saw him playing against United. It's the first time I really took notice of Malbs, and he's just skyrocketed to the top since then. Been a stalwart member of this TeamOne team, and a very critical member. And speaking of the devil, he's opened things up on the B Wills. XNS is going to be the next one to get a headshot. Make it 2 for him. Pesadillo out towards Boiler with the dual Berettas. Trying to get some damage done. Will be PRT instead to cap off George. And 6Z's the last alive. Alone. And well, he'll get another kill for his troubles at the very least. It has a wide-open B-bomb site, so perhaps a plant coming through here from Triumph. But Maluk's going to be the one to make his way over, and 6Z's actually going to go back down Speedway to A side. This has been a very effective fake.
Yeah, he's going to try and isolate some of these fights here. Now, he still has to worry about Pesadillo on the site. But 6Z slowly moving around here. He's got no armor to his name. Starting to pick up some utility here. He's going to peek down towards mid. Oh my goodness. He's spotted out another as well, but he has to worry about the flank coming through Maluk. He's going to lock this one down. Surely this corner doesn't get checked. He's got his knife out, and that's a free headshot right there. So back to reality we go, and the body spam comes out from Maluk as well to really rub salt in the wound right there. And TeamOne off to a very, very clean pistol round. I liked what I saw from them, and they completely shut down what Triumph had in that brackets attempt.
It's good to see the TeamOne boys already ready to go and feeling it. It is their first game back since EPL, and they've already got their first round back on home soil, if you want to call it home soil for this roster, which has become a mainstay in the North American region of Counter-Strike. They might be Brazilian, but they've been playing here for quite some time now. No buy-up from Triumph here, just 6Z on the Deagle. He'll deal some damage onto Malbs, but that is all he'll achieve for now. SMG's on 4 for TeamOne. They're looking to build up that bank and go into round number 3 with a good bonus. And on a map like Inferno, the SMGs aren't too terrible of a downgrade.
Not at all. You can certainly get some work done with them, especially if you're able to farm up some checks here versus the Glocks and the Soul Deagle in 6Z. As he got those 3 kills in the last round, he's able to afford a bit more. Take the finer things in life as mid-aggression coming through here once again. It's going to be up to Malbs and like some Maluk to hold things off.
Molly goes out to buy more time here. TeamOne using their utility quite well. They still have a decent amount of it left. And eventually Triumph will walk right into this meat grinder. Don't think they'll manage more than maybe a kill here, especially as George is blindsided by Maluk. He'll get himself a second. Now in comes the rest. They'll have to face 2. They will drop one of the very least Malbs to fall, but Pessa has his back and gets the last 2. TeamOne off to a solid start, 2-0. If they win this bonus round, that's when things really start to shift into their favor in the early going here. But Triumph, they do have a lot of firepower on their own side. Players like B-Wills and 6Z and Hate. Exceed too. You cannot forget Exceed. So Triumph, they have a lot up their sleeve.
There's so many names in this Triumph roster. This is what I always look forward to, is essentially a roster of 5 stars, considering the fact that I've heard nothing but good things about George. B-Wills is always good for a couple of frags, of multi-fragging menace here. Maluk, though, feeling comfortable peeking down mid, knows that he's not up against many ops and no telescopes to worry about. And look how they're closing the distance with the MP9s as well. Really good stuff coming through from TeamOne, but it does come at the price of some HP and a lot of utility. So you got to be careful with how you extend things early on here. So you can see that one is falling off towards site, and it's going to be PRT just kind of holding things down towards the top of Banana, maybe doing some jump spotting. Yeah, that's what he's going to go for. And once he sees some point of contact, he'll eventually fade off and maybe get some smokes down, peeking through the Molotov. This is bold, and that's just a heavy price of HP.
Yeah, there's a difference between bold and foolhardy there, and I think this one falls into the latter. Still Triumph, they have a lot of space gained, a lot of control gained. Exceed gets taken down a little bit more by Malbs. Good flashbang out in the middle. But Triumph are faking out towards 8 with that Molotov. They want to end on B, and they only have 2 smokes to do this. No flashbangs on the entry is going to get a little messy. PRT has his smoke ready. And a flashbang to Maluk is going to be on fast rotation, I would assume, but Malbs is going to be the first one in. George, though, opens things up onto both. Pesa falls too. And Malbs on rotation might just think better of this one and wait for his teammates, because there's not much you can do with no utility and just an MP9. That lack of util because of the overextensions out towards Banana. Maybe coming back to bite TeamOne very heavily here. Malbs come through with the op, and he's not going to land his shot. He's out. He's gone. He's dipping. Well, now that things are pretty much settled here in this round, you did say you've heard nothing but good things about George. I've seen a lot of great plays out of George, almost like a spongy type of character. Finds a way to get those kills that his team needs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good comparison right there. And right there, 2 kills on the entry. Not easy to do, especially with the fact that he had the 180 for that second. B-Will's is ready to bail his teammate out. 60 takes a little headshot, but it's really just a wake-up call there for another weapon dropped on TeamOne's side. They do, importantly, get away with the op in the hands of Maluk. That's a big victory, but, I mean, other than that, they're not walking away with too much here. They'll muster up another buy here in terms of a couple MP9s, probably in the hands of PRT and the like, so not going to be the greatest for TeamOne. A chance for Triumph to answer back here, and right there, it's just a fiery start from George that kicks things all off as well.
Granted, this is a Triumph team that loves the T side of Inferno, so you cannot rest easy when Triumph are on the attack here. TeamOne, they don't have the best record on T's side of this map, but then again, when you consider the opposition they were up against in Europe, it does go to, it's a different level than North America. As much as I love our scene here, Europe just has the better level of competition, so it is a different beast over there. The CT sides are so much stronger. Let's see if TeamOne will have what it takes, but as we stand now, 6C takes a lot of nade damage, but has banana control once again. And Triumph, they're very spread out once again. They have that mid control, they have that alt control, they have the banana control, and the bomb rests at T-stairs.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good map control being taken from Triumph. They can utilize that pretty effectively. You can already see what the rotations have been brought out here from TeamOne. They're cheating over the AWP player of Maluki over in CT spawn, so they're utilizing this map control effectively. You can see Maluki, he doesn't really know where to rotate, but eventually this B-side finish is coming through, and it's going to be up to Malbs and Pesadillo holding things down from a nice high-low setup, and Maluki has joined up with the op as well. So best case scenario here for TeamOne. The only issue is can they convert, and it's only going to be good for one right now. Quick trades come back and forth. B-Wills and Exceed going to nail the openers though.
Luke's coming in, he's still harassing with the op, might find a mark. The smoke does not indeed land one, but Exceed is in a dangerous spot with that smoke about to fade. Luke still scoping in, they know where he is. One up banana, that is going to be 60 holding things down as PRT, Nixon S trying to group up out towards CT spawn. Luke catches the first, PRT has Exceed. That dangerous position comes back to bite him. It's all down to 60, now he has the first, but he's very, very low, 5 HP. You can sneeze on him and he died. PRT does the sneezing, and TeamOne, they capitalize on this round. It's a messy one. They do lose a lot of players, but it wasn't the best of buys for them in the first place. 3-1 in favor of the TeamOne squad.
And if you even look at the coordination in that retake as well, you could see that PRT, he jiggled out towards that Coffin's position, and meanwhile, it's been Maluki holding with the op all the while towards that emo box, and when one peeks out, I believe it was Hate, swings off of the contact of that Coffin's player. When he shoots his weapon, it's perfectly held by Maluki to find that kill. So wonderful retake from TeamOne there in the 3v3 in that even situation. Even almost like one of the harder ones to retake. So we'll see if they can continue off this momentum. PRT doing just that. Opening frag goes his way. 60 gets taken heavily down and only to fall to the op of Maluki here. He even gets the graffiti right afterwards to really rub the salt in the wound, but we maintain the 3v3.
We'll stabilize here, but Hate is incredibly low at 10 HP. He's going to work up towards him. There's smokes down here from Triumph. Maluki will fall back into the site, and Pesadilla will rotate in to bolster the defenses, leaving Malbs the lone man on B. Time much in the favor of Triumph here, a lot of it. 1:10 on the clock. Decent amount of utility too, a couple smokes, Molotov and a nade, and flashbang. So they can't execute fully on towards the A site here. Out goes one of those smokes towards Moto. It's going to force Pesadillo forward onto the site. Maluki's holding out towards the lane, though. Without a good flashbang, which they don't have anymore, he's going to farm. He has the first. Peso with the second. And now it's all down to one lone Hate, and he does find nothing. Maluk lets his teammate handle it. Pesa is going to mop things up. And Team One have broken the economy of Triumph here after a string of 2.
Beautiful stuff right there. I mean, the contact play and the read that they had on Triumph in that round to stack 2 players over towards A, both sitting on site as well, is a high risk from Team One, but they find the perfect idea and are able to execute off of it as well. And now, like you mentioned, economy is broken here. Triumph are working with just pistols and a little bit of utility. They've invested quite a bit into this utility, so I imagine they got a game plan here set in stone. But all the while, Maluki has been peeking down mid, gathering information. It's actually been a common thread for Team One. This hyper aggression comes through round after round, and it gathers so much information early on.
All the information may all be for naught, however. Maluk with that Molotov will burn so much damage away, but he's blind as a bat and blindsided by George. PRT mows down 2. Hate has another, but in comes XNS for more kills. He has a double head towards Apps. And while B-Wills has the op, he does not have it for long. Malbs puts the final nail in the coffin. Op recovered. And Team One off to a storming 5-1 lead now. Triumph can buy up again, but it seems that even when they gain some ground, one of the other Team One players pokes out and gets 1-2 big kills and completely takes the momentum back again. Triumph are running against a wall right now, and I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need to find an answer for this op of Maluk. They did a great job of executing him in that last round, but he's gathering up so much information. Look at him, this plays so aggressive. Fully blind up and Exceed. He's forced to watch from the sideline. Beagles, in the meantime, has been taken down to 7 HP. So while they do gather a little bit of information towards Banana, they clear out a little bit of ground. It comes at such a hefty cost. It's not very valuable if you consider the current position that Team One is in. They can just kind of sit back and relax on sites, which is exactly what they're going to do, at least over towards B.
Sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. George creeping forward. Spots out one on Orange. That's Malbs to fall. And the second blind on the Pesa. George entering into the B site. Once again, he was the catalyst for that one lonesome Triumph round. But XNS has other ideas. He eliminates the Lurker of Hate, pushing out towards middle. And Maluki's already here, hunting for that next kill. Time. Still a lot for Team One. They're going to have 2 players moving up Banana, PRT and XNS. They have a good amount of utility too. They'll telegraph this by the spam, but then they'll go. Flashbangs have been used. Only 1 left for Maluk. He's out towards CT spawn. He has a nade as well. In comes the smoke on towards the Coffins area. 60's back in towards Coffins and Nemo. 2 in towards Church, but 60 swings, he's fallen. Somebody's going to hop on the bomb. They know where the last 2 are. Surely, XNS just has to hold. Flash goes in, smoke on the bomb. PRT is holding, he's sticking. But XNS bails him out. Headshot to the first wall. And then the follow-up is there as well. Team One. They might have been down a couple players. It did not look like they were down and out in that round. In fact, anything but. Huge trust there by PRT into XNS's hands, and XNS delivers. Team One are rocking up here in their return journey to North America.
XNS was kind of a huge unknown factor for me as well. I was wanting to see how he would be able to work around this Team One roster, because in the early stages, especially in that premier season that they're able to best Extra Salt to make it into Pro League, I was wondering if he was going to be able to step up to the plate, if he was going to be the difference maker. And right there, I mean, in these last couple rounds, to keep Triumph at bay, he has been. Now pushing through the Molotov here, it's a frag, another opener coming through. The follow-up nades are so good as well. And while you're able to have some amazing openers, George, you're down to only 11 HP. And those similar headshots, you can't rely on them every single round.
No, you can't. And really, it has only been George opening things up. He says in the entries for Triumph. Maluki's going to go back over the op and get another kill. Flash in by Malbs for Pesa. And that's going to be the wipe onto George. Last alive for Triumph have left the bomb down bottom T-stair. I think they've remembered that's kind of an important part of this game, so they're going to go back to retrieve it. But even then, even if they do get the bomb, I don't think there's a way they make it onto either of these sites. Pace is locking down B. There's 4 players here on A from Team One, and that's exactly where Triumph want to waltz on in. And there's a few bouncers ready to kick them out of this bar, Cole. One of those being Maluk.
It shouldn't be too much longer here. All right, into the tripwire. Exceed gonna fall, and now Hate last alive. Flashbang set up there. Maluk takes his time with that one, styling on them, and you can see the frustrating style that Team One's playing. It's very evident right now. It's, you know, starts off with banana aggression, and once they do get an opening frag and banana. They followed up with HEs. They rain down. And then they're not done just yet. They fake a retreat. They fake it out, and then they re-aggress towards the top of car. It's really brutal, and I don't think Triumph are going to be able to recover off the back of that because I don't think Triumph are used to being put up against this sort of aggression. I mean, who else is going for plays like these and the coordination? A lot of teams attempt to do these sort of styles, but no one has looked this good like TeamOne has, at least in NA specifically. They're just decimating them.
I would think the only teams capable of it in NA as of now would be Bad News Bears or Extra Salt. Neither of them really want to play this sort of style. I guess maybe Triumph with Junior and Shake was the only other option for that. But look at PRT just hiding in the smoke. He'll get 2 for the price of 1. Now SNS is here for more. Actually does get caught out there, but Maluk is back to back things up. Malbs comes in, mows down B Wills, and 6E is not long for this world as well. 8-1 in the favor of TeamOne. Only losing 2 there, and PRT, given his aggression, was going to go down eventually. But to go back to that earlier statement, I don't think there is a team really in North America that has been able to play to this sort of effect as TeamOne. There's a reason they won that season of Premier. There's a reason they came out on top there with a lot of competition. And this TeamOne roster is really just... It's been around for a while, it's had some changes, but it always seems to perform at a top level every single game.
Notice about TeamOne as well is once it comes to these qualifiers, in the regular season of Premier, they're not fully activated. I think that they do a lot of these aggressive moves and some of this like quote unquote strat saving for the big events here as IEM Fall would be. They just seem to be coming into these sort of events, especially like open qualifiers, closed qualifiers, with so much fire, so much preparation, just ready to rain down. And right now, we're just seeing that in how they're currently playing. Maluk, he's not going to allow this brackets control to go easy. Re-peeking in. Hey, he's going to fall short as well. And Maluk is just on a tear right now. 13 kills to his name and full brackets control maintained with bomb in his hands. That smoke's not going to help for much as the smoke's on the other end. And in a 3v5, there's just no options. They've vacated the B-bomb site, but they've gathered up all towards Arch. All they have to do is sit and wait.
Yeah, they have the bomb. Maluk's got the objective at his feet. PRT will be finished off by B. Will the Molotov will not allow them to get the bomb, though. And of course it's Maluki. I don't know how he doesn't get a wall bang. How he doesn't kill his teammate there, but he does it. Malbs will get the next one, and George, on rotation, coming in from behind, will probably be looked for sooner or later here. They have to expect maybe somebody cleared up through B. Pesa's looking for it, and Pesa will connect. And George got B side again, but minor problem. Triumph didn't have the bomb.
This is a really fine debut back in NA. I mean, I was wondering how they would look like if they'd be at all deterred, if they would be at all, maybe demotivated after the rough run, the rough go about in EPL and in Europe in general. I mean, I believe they actually played in one of those Pinnacle Cups.
Yeah, they did. And they took out, I think, Ego and a couple other teams, but not much else.
Yeah, I mean, they took back some of those names. They went into the Vibes knockout series as well, where they got immediately eliminated as well. So I was wondering if that would break some of their confidence, but it seems like they are just back to some of the usual ways. I would expect them to pretty easily swipe away a team like Triumph, but right now it certainly looks like that they have lost no momentum after that victory in Premier.
Yeah, I don't think TeamOne is really a team to let that get to them. They had very close maps against very good teams, so knowing the way these guys think, I think that they're just going to take that, learn from those games, and improve. This is a chance for them to also have a chance to qualify for the majors. They win this BO3, they're in that IEM Fall North American spot. They're able to get some RMR points and able to move forward here. The take will come in towards Beetle. A lot of damage done to a couple players, but Malbs has the first. Make it 2 for him. Pesa got a third. And the Flames will get a hattie for Malbs and make it 4. Succeed is not able to catch him off despite Malbs breathing through a ventilator right now. 10 HP. And that's going to be the 10th round of the board for TeamOne. Triumph have not yet called a timeout, and at this point it almost seems too far gone for them. Maybe they will call one, but Inferno, it seemed like a wash and a waste and a lost cause for Triumph, and the next map is TeamOne's pick. It's Mirage. Things are not boding well for Funny Deer team.
No, not quite. Not quite. And I was expecting it to go a little better considering the results that we can look forward to. Obviously, Triumph in this current iteration have not yet been able to take down Extra Salt, but when they were playing with Rizu, they were able to beat Extra Salt in a best of 3. I mean, same with TeamOne, but I did expect to see something more with the current firepower they're working with now. Maybe there's a chance here. 2-5 still in the cards, but Malbs is looking to take that away. Look at that 3K transfer. The headshots are out, and XNS is going to close things down. What a recovery from TeamOne, and he's going for the 4K here back to back. Not quite, though. B-Will's the best him. And around the corner, it's now B-Wills with a 4K on the cards of his own. And only Pesadillo left around the corner to keep TeamOne's dominance underway. He's going to tuck himself in towards Boiler, and B-Wills has slipped a gap here towards the big pit here. He'll have a great angle to play off of, and Pesadillo, I don't know if he'll expect this. He's clearing out sight, but B-Wills, all he has to do is sit and wait. 4K is going to come through. Back's turn, and Triumph take it right back. I don't know how Malbs wasn't able to win that round, but Triumph off of B-Will's heroics take it away.
It started off well for Triumph. Malbs had other ideas. And then B-Will steps up and says, you know what? I'm going to clutch up.
Man.
What a play from B-Wills. He's been such a good performer from Triumph in the last few days and weeks. He has been their top frag, by far their best performer. And he puts him in the backpack in that round. Something Triumph desperately needed was a round win. They finally got it. Money on Team1's not exactly that great either, so with Maluk getting taken out by CXCI early, this is some space now for Triumph to maybe try and get another round back, and if they can, this to a 10-5, but PRT, the spam works well, and now XNS is here to back up, sprays down 2. George runs in towards Arches with an MP9, which he upgrades to from a Mac 10, so in the grand scheme of things, not much of an upgrade. That's going to be an upgrade though, and B-Wills has XNS on lock. Malbs 1v2, but it is Malbs in a 1v2, and even though it is an A-side hold, anything is possible with Malbs on the case. He's got a molly too, and George is low.
Super winnable here. Now the issue is it's that A-side retake, and he does use that molly. That's position revealed. Now he's got a nice mid flank coming through. But he needs to find these isolated duels, and right now with this position from George, he's just going to wait for B-Wills to take that first point of contact and should be able to find a trade. Now the big S is should be able to find that. He's going to molly off towards Big Pit. That gives up the position, and now he's trying to find the entry, but it's just a lethal crossfire. B-Wills doesn't even need the help. He'll just take the head straight off, and Triumph will take a third. On top of that, getting close to breaking the economy here of TeamOne.
Yeah, TeamOne will probably buy up again here. They don't really tend to force things in, but they're going to go for the deco round. I do like this call. I think it's a much more conservative play, and it does give them a chance to do some damage and maybe even steal away a round, but it's going to secure a full buy for round number 15, where you really want to have all your weaponry here. A couple nades, a lot of smokes for Team 1, actually, so maybe some smoke shenanigans are in the cards here for Brazilian squad. 60 going out middle, not able to get that opener onto Malukas. Malukas not peeking it just yet. PRT, though, naded down quite heavily. Flame down. B. Maluki swings, and 60 finally gets his answer. George is very low on health, and he will dash away. Wounded, but still alive for now. 8 might be able to catch off XNS. Yes, he does. Boils him alive, and now it's time for Triumph to really take control of this round. Take control of the A site. They should have that on block. PRT unable to find a connection, and that should be the 4th on the board for Triumph here on their T side. If they can get that 5th, though, that's going to be not a good half for them, but it is going to be salvageable.
It certainly is here. 10-5 half is workable, and especially with a late little bit of resurgence here for Triumph in the late stages of this half. Could bode well depending on if they can carry that momentum into the next one. Pesadillo wants to grab himself an AK. That's best case scenario. Hate's gonna make it flawless there. As Triumph, we take a 4th round right there. I do like when Team 1 specifically go for those decos, but right there I'm surprised with how easy Triumph was able to work around that. Just finding those long range duels, and especially against a team like Team 1, you got to be terrified about Deagles on the other end, especially with a player like Malb saying he can just single-handedly change the tides of those rounds, but Triumph make it look easy.
They do indeed, and that's a good show from Triumph, despite being down so heavily and almost being down for the count here. You're getting to that 8 count, they're stepping up again, but they're shaking, they're wavering. And now, 60 has the op in hand. He spotted out Malbs towards corner. The timing does not go his way. He waits an extra half second. He probably has that kill, so Malbs is living right to start things off. And Triumph are continuing to get their momentum, to get their map control. But the gap gets flashed in, and George, his first victim. A lot of damage exchanged back onto Mobs, but he's able to back away and stay alive for now. Another Molotov will come through, but Mobs will tuck tail and return and be boosted up on the flower pot. So a nice little spot for him to play. As TeamOne stabilized things with a one-player advantage. Did Sixy spot the guy out towards spawn? I don't think he did.
Yeah, they got that smoke down. That's so key. They still have that boosted up player, and they have a cheat rotate of Maluk here towards Speedway, so he's ready to make that quick recovery towards B if they need it. But it's going to come down to this boosted up position. Will they clear it? A decent crossfires. Pasadilla waits patiently. 40 on the clock now, and they're going to line up and execute. They're gearing up for it. One smoking towards Coffin, one towards CT, and this will allow for Malves to get this position. If he gets one kill here, that will be a victory. As the flashes, as the util starts to rain on in, they've got the op rotated as well. Hate slowly working up. There's a gap in the smoke. It's only a 1-for-1 trade. Malves still hasn't been cleared, and he'll strike for one. And look at this. All the while, he lines up the flashbang towards the back of sight. He finds the first point of contact. 60 turns around. He's able to best Malves on towards the site. He's going to have to fight Pasadillo. Back of emo pillar. Goes for the Devil's Doom. Turns towards CT. He's out to fight multiple different angles. And he runs out of time here. 11-4 half is how we finish. And we'll see how the second half finishes after this short break.
Folks, we saw TeamOne have a dominating half to kick things off, and now they go to the T side of Inferno with only 5 rounds between them and map number 1 victory here. A series victory secures them a spot in IEM Fall. And well, Cole, TeamOne are poised to go to Mirage with a big lead. Oh! Well, maybe not.
Oh my god, Exceed. Well, Maluk, he's going to walk from the sideline here. Similar play to what we saw ATK go for here, and it's going to work out just about the same. We maintained a 3v3, but you can see that early on, I mean, there's a minute and 30 on the clock left to work with. We got low HP. He's missing the chicken.
Yep.
We got low HP on the 60, so I mean, there's a couple of factors here that are kind of working, at the very least, trying for having some better success, but it's going to be up to George here with the util kit on the people. He spotted him out. That's going to be a wonderful grenade there. Lots of damage, in fact, and maybe that can be the game changer in this round.
It's a good smoke too, but there's a smoke here for TeamOne side. They still have some flashbangs too. They'll chuck those in, but it's going to blind their own teammates. George dashes away, though. He's still alive for now, and he'll play the long game. He'll go back into church and await the rotations. The cavalry will be arriving shortly. Let's see if the shock troops of 60 and Exceed can change the battle here for Triumph. TeamOne have good post plants. PRT in towards water. Pace out towards Banana and Malbs. The P250 raid bus out in new box. Flash goes high, and now George goes down. Malbs swings, spots the last two, and can he hit the crisp with the P250? It'll be taken down by 60, but PRT. He might have been the one to eat that nade, but he's also the one to gobble up those last 2 kills, and TeamOne, pistol round converted. Now, a red carpet to this map victory.
Certainly a red carpet. Now, I talked a little bit about how we saw Triumph for that late half resurgence in the first one. I think that they needed to carry over a pistol round to get anything rolling. And Eco would be just as nice, though. I mean, they'd take that one happily, considering the position they're in. They need to get some rounds here on the board shortly. They're running out of chances, and TeamOne are just looking like a force to be reckoned with. Especially with Maluk and Malbs as this 1-2 punch duo. And every round it seems either one is having so much impact. Down towards Banana, they'll go. And Malbs, he's not able to have any impact. Hate with the Deagle is able to get the job done. And it is a 4-man commitment towards B. We'll see if TeamOne is able to abuse that on A.
In come the rotations already from Triumph, but TeamOne closing the gap fast and furious. Maluki's keeping an eye on the banana push, but I think now TeamOne might be wary of the fact that this could be an over-rotation back to A. They've left the bomb in brackets. They're looking for information here. Paces flash forward, but there's nobody here. Maluki's not clearing up banana, though, and TeamOne are just kind of locked in towards this top brackets area. They're getting chunked down by the nades and the spams of Triumph. And now 60's going to walk right into Pesadella's crosshairs. Exceed rather is right there behind him, but Pesa's got 2. 3v3, and B is open. Smoke from CT telegraphs the positioning of George. There will be a smoke here, and he will have to spam, but I like that little jump from PRT. He'll get on site. Nexus will follow with the bomb. It'll get planted in here relatively quickly. Maluk will clear down Banana. He's not going to be ready for Exceed, though. He had that nice 1-tap to start things off. A pistol round. He's got 2 more here. That was a 1v3 PRT only with a MAC-10. And he's shut down by George. The Triumph force buy comes away with 3 Galils, the round win, and some confidence perhaps for them.
Man, oh man. I mean, that's a great round to pick up right there. There was all at the top of that. It was quick rotations. Triumph, they always seem to be on the upper hand there in terms of manpower, and they're happy to concede B as long as they can maintain that 3v3. They have the fast flank up banana as well. Able to just convert off the back of that. Good trading from Triumph, and maybe this is an access point back into this game. This certainly should be, but we'll see if they're able to convert this eco. That's the big question in this one.
Oh yeah. The Deagles on TeamOne can be as lethal, if not more so, than the ones on Triumph. Looking at Pesa and Malbs to be those heavy hitters for TeamOne here. Maluki's also having a great game. Everyone on TeamOne really hitting all their shots. There's nobody negative on that side. I guess the scoreline does reflect that aspect. But PRT's also upgraded to a Galil, so there's a little more damage he can deal. And XNS has the MAC to open up some space. If he goes for that smoke, he'll probably fall, but he does know somebody's out towards the balcony area at the very least. This double open porch will not be cleared up by a Molotov, so for TeamOne, if they do want to go A, this is going to be a tough nut to crack. I do see the rotation from 60 going over towards B, though. No information for Triumph is signaling a bit of an over-rotation away. This could be a massive blunder. And now Triumph are going to fall back, play 1 in pit, 1 on site, and this is where that double-up porch could have been so effective. It's now becoming a bit of a moot point. Exceed needs to get the first here. He does not. It's Hate instead, but he does get the second. Bomb has been dropped, and now the rifle is gone. TeamOne walking their way into 60 joins the fray, coming in through Moto. TeamOne are stalling. They're waiting. They have no utility, nowhere to get back into this one. In comes Wom, but Hate has 2, making a third on the round. And 60 finishes the last one. Interesting and important thing to note, flawless victory for Triumph. That's huge for their economy, and TeamOne are going to be on Glocks this round. I don't suspect anyone will try to overinvest here, and Triumph should be able to get a 7th before TeamOne can buy up again.
Yeah, and look at what they're able to upgrade onto. It's 4 Galils off of those MP9s that they were using in the previous, so that's a huge victory for Triumph, and this is an access point back into this game. They're able to win on that anti-eco, and like you mentioned, should be 7 on the board. If they can continue to roll off that momentum and keep TeamOne at bay. Again, Inferno should be a map they should win, but maybe Malbs has other plans here. He's out for another frag as well. B-Will's around the corner, and it will be B-Will's good for 2 to find their footing once again. You can almost start to worry if the Deagle that's been rattled off, but luckily for them, they got B-Wills to secure the deal.
B-Wills. Head and shoulders above the next of the Triumph players, which is 60. Everyone else down below single digits, aside from those 2. And B-Wills has been a big reason why Triumph have some rounds on the board. George has 2, but his impact has been limited and very, very tunnel vision too. There's not much he's done outside those couple rounds where he's opened sights up. B-Wills does get Maluki there for free. Pesadillo swaps over to Galil, jumps into the crosshair of B-Wills, who's going to eat that up. And, well, he's on for the ace here. He's going to charge forward.
Oh, don't get Zeused.
Don't get Zeused. No. B-Wills at the wide angle. He spots him out.
Oh, God. Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Could you imagine? What a frustrating way to lose an ace right there. You're so very close, and then it's just a Zeus kill.
Yeah. Of all the BM you could possibly do, Zeus someone to steal the ace away.
Oh. We are going to get another buy-in, though, here from TeamOne. They got more weapons being brought out. The only issue here is Malbs isn't able to afford himself an AK. He's going to be stuck onto the Galil, and everyone on that CT side has head killer to work with, so those first bullet headshots that he's so damn good at are not going to be coming on out. Yeah, at least he's going to require a pebble to really do the job here with that Galil. A lot of presence here early on towards Banana, though, trying to keep TeamOne on their toes. But the question is, I mean, is 60 going to be up to this task of a solo A-side defense?
Molotov for 60, but they're going to go through. It's Malbs, and there he goes. He finishes off CXCI nice and easy. Now the A-side's wide open as Triumph are overstacking on towards B. They have 4 players charging down. Banana trying to rotate back onto site, but there's only 1 kill so far on this server, and that's against Triumph. Their 1 lone A defender. Maluki's here. He gets flashed in, even if he gets face dry, he's going to win that duel. He jumps around, 360s over onto Hate, and now he'll watch his back over towards Arches. B-Wills recovers the M4, but it doesn't seem recoverable for Triumph this round. B-Wills does catch off Maluki, though. That's a bit of a window back. Pushes PRT forward into B-Wills' waiting arms. But look where George is. He's given up already. He'll give Pesadillo a parting gift, but despite TeamOne winning the round, it's going to be a little costly. And Triumph will save a couple of guns, I do believe, unless somehow B-Wills gets caught out here in towards under. I don't think he will, though. Okay, never mind. It's Malbs. Malbs does the impossible.
I feel like I made a key mistake there. I started to doubt Malbs in that round.
Never doubt Malbs.
He shows me exactly why. That's one thing, he doesn't have an AK here, so I doubt he'll be able to have the same sort of impact as Galil, right? You won't be able to single-handedly swipe that A player as soon as he sees him, but of course he hits that initial dink follow-up body shot to take down 60 before that rotate, or before any rotate can arrive on that A bomb site. And right there was just not enough help. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be an easy task there for 60 to hold down that A bomb site all by himself, but it was a risk that Triumph took, and it did not pay off.
It's a big risk, and at this scoreline, you kind of have to take risks like that,
right.
But when they don't pay off, it really puts you on behind the 8-ball. And if Triumph do lose this map, it really puts them behind the 8-ball. 8, though, has an opportunity to lock this down. He takes a lot of damage, does not deal enough, however, and the boost, though, exceed! He'll succeed for 2. And that's going to be a great trade back, but Maluki's picked up an AK. He knows where B-Wills is. B-Wills, however, does the damage, sends out a nade, but Malbs, he's clearing out towards B. There's a smoke down. The bomb's going to rotate over in the back of Maluki. They have the right read, the right idea here. A flashbang can really open things up. Maluki has 1. PRT dashes away. TeamOne's waited too long, though. They've allowed B-Wills to rotate in. And they're going to have to telegraph this take with utility now. There's a smoke on PRT. He'll join up with the squad. Use that towards CT, presumably. Luke's got a molly. Should force George out. Yeah, it's going to be the new box molly. Nade goes in, flashes well. George burns. George blind. George dead. It's Malbs, but B-Will's in towards Dark. Might make a couple of these Team One players a little emo here. Swings out 1, 2. No! I think it's B-Will is the one who's going to be a little emo after that one. Got CSGO'd, got M4'd. And now Malbs and Maluki can post up here in this 2v2. Their health is low. And the Molotov from Exceed can deal some significant damage or just force them into the open. Either way, Zixi though.
Oh my god.
Take out Maluki, who's domed Exceed. And now the M4 is out. Molotov goes in. It's going to let him dart. But Maluki on the rifle pushes in. He'll grab the op, send a nice little BM shot at the end there. That was an incredible bit of work there by Maluki. He takes the first down. And then the aggression, the read to go all the way in through spawn side, that's so well played.
And the most of all, I love that Maluki knew he needed to make a proactive play right there in the 2v2 with low HP. It's unlikely that you can just sit in positions and not peek into the Triumph members. A lot of times we judge players for overextending in those post plants, but it's exactly what you need to do when you're sitting in an even situation. But B-Wills cannot be stopped despite the scoreline. He's leading the server with 25 kills to his name, and he'll send Pesadilla to the sidelines here as he finds the opening frag and an absolutely unbelievable shot as well.
Especially with the health that Team One had too, though. They can't really afford to just sit back and wait, because a bullet's going to do them in. They have to take the aggression. And especially after getting that first pick, Maluki can afford to be a little more aggressive there. He takes advantage of it, and it's good comms and a good read by Team One and the veteran player of Maluki. But now Triumph, they're huddling up on the B side. They're going to have Sixy rotate in. B-Wills is still here, and he's always deadly. It's almost the battle between B-Wills and Malbs, but Maluki's right there behind Malbs in terms of kills. So there's 2 B-Wills versus 1 B-Wills, or 2 Malbs versus 1 Malbs. And speaking of the devil, both Maluki and Malbs get those 2 kills. One with a Molotov, and now XNS picks off Sixy, going a little too aggressive through that smoke. Bomb will go down. Exceed and Hate will rotate in. It's a half buy, so they are going to go for this one here. Don't think they'll get too much, though. Malbs has a lineup and a chance on the Hate too. Deagle in hand, looking for a headshot for a kill. Body shots ain't gonna do it, my friend. 15-7. Team one round away from their opponent's map pick of Inferno.
Yeah, in a pretty dominant fashion, to say the least, for sure. I mean, they got a couple of gun rounds here and there, but these executes that Team One are throwing out, I mean, that was, what was it? 270 damage Molotovs that just allow for those one-shot rifles to roll on out right around the corner once they finally do decide to make their way in towards B. So not much that you can do when you're getting mollied out of position everywhere you go, Triumph, and they're really struggling with that. I don't think they're used to getting executed on in that fashion, and it is causing so much trouble.
Molotovs will force Malbs into a bit of a hot seat, but he's still alive, relatively unscorched. Great flashbang, but it doesn't work. Malbs turns on George, and now he's hunting for more. B-Will spots him up, though, and will finish the job. 4v4. Great nade onto B-Wills, but Hate's there to back him up. Pesa's clearing up. Here's the spray. Hate swings. No man advantage for Triumph here. Molotov will force these players back away, but XNS has opened things up a little bit onto the A site. He's eliminated Exceed, and Sixy, he's going to have to be careful. He has the op. There's a couple angles he can be swung on from. In comes the smoke towards Arches. They don't know he's here. Flashbang will not blind him. He will not miss the first. Maluki, however, will follow suit. He also does not miss those opening shots, and he will pick him off. Going back towards middle now, Maluki.
So
he
good.
drops B-Wills. He might be low and eventually finished off by Hate, but now 1v1 XNS versus Hate, and XNS knows where he's coming from. He's down behind that porch pillar. He swings and he delivers.